Hello and welcome to Inspired Crafts. I'm Mel. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. I'm just checking that I'm actually live in the correct place. Okay, right. Oh, sorry I wasn't about last week. I was in Crete with my mum. It was lovely and hot, and see, I must have brought the heat back with me because it's been quite warm this week, hasn't it? Yesterday I had to postpone yesterday's live to today simply because I was doing a event at my daughter's secondary school, and it should have been on Monday, but because of the extreme heat we had to move it, so I apologise for that, but there we go. It was a good day yesterday. It was sports day, so they had great fun, and yeah, so now it's a bit cooler here today, which is good, but my actual craft room is boiling hot, so I've come into the conservatory where it is cooler. The sun's at the front of the house at the moment, so it's quite pleasant. I'm going to keep it fairly simple this morning and just make a couple of cards using the Florals in Bloom, I think it's called. Yeah, this one. So it's really, really nice, bright colours, perfect for the summer. You see it's got 2 stamp sets and dies. I've only got this one, and I'm going to pair it with a different sentiment set. This one's equally lovely, but I don't know. I got this on stage as part of the prize patrol, so I bought the dies to go with it, and I just didn't really warm to this one at that point, so yeah, so I haven't bought that. But there's lots of examples in the book. It tells you about how they designed the papers. So it was all hand painted, and then obviously printed. So it's really pretty, and then it gives you the catalogue. I find this time is really much better for giving tips on how to do different things, how to use the products better. You know, fussy cutting, shows you the die cutting. So there's lots of pretty flowers that you can cut out either by hand or with the dies. You know, this is sorry, there's going to be a train going past now. That is the only issue. It's not too loud. He hasn't tooted his horn, thankfully. Okay, so this is showing you basically a technique of folding the, let me get a piece of the designer paper. So obviously you've got 2 sides, and this is just showing you about scoring and then folding over, so you've got both the patterns showing. See, no cutting involved. Once you've cut it down to the size that you want, you just score it and fold it over, pop a bit of glue underneath, and then you've got this nice contrast in DSP. So that's really useful. And then see, there's more examples. This is really pretty, really simple to make. I might have a go at doing something like that soon. And then obviously the more about the dies, how to build the flowers with the dies and the stamps, and again cutting out. So this one has all been cut out using, after stamping, and then using the dies. You could equally die cut from the actual DSP, so without doing any of the stamping, but the stamping allows you to do it in whatever colours you want, doesn't it? So it's yeah, it's up to you. But anyway, so that's the set I'm gonna look at using again today. I do quite like it. It's nice and bright and cheerful. I have prepared a couple of card bases and things. So, and they are sort of similar to the designs in the book. I've just thought, I'm actually feeling a bit, I don't know if I've slept funny or what, but the last couple of days I've had quite a stiff, achy neck. So rather than cancel this morning and postpone it again, I thought I'd keep it quite simple today. So the first card I'm going to make is a bit of a take on this. It's using the same sort of layout. So we'll start with that. It's in different colours. See, I've got a fresh freesia, because I thought that went actually quite well with this. It's not a colour that's listed, but I still think it goes really well with it. So I've got fresh freesia card base, which is the standard 8 by 5 3/4 inches and scored at 4. And I've got my layer, which is 3 3/4 inches by 5 1/2. So I could just burnish the fold. Also got a white inside layer, again, which is 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. Let's just pop this on first of all. Okay, so we can pop that out of the way. This is from the party banner dies. So this is a brilliant set of dies. I have shown it before. I've used it in quite a few different ways for making cards so far. I have made a banner with it. Just not sure where that is at the moment. But yeah, so these are really useful. See, I've got lots of other ideas for scrapbooking and for 3D sort of be a gift bag type thing that I've got in my head at the moment. You know, when you're on holiday, you seem to be able to come up with ideas, and then you've got to find the time to put it into practice. So that will be coming soon. But this is one of these smaller ones. So they're great for layers as well as banners. I have shown how to make a card using them as well. Right, I can get on with this stamping. So I'm using the stamp set, Pretty Florals, and this is the first stamp I'm going to use. Garden green, because I wanted it to be quite a nice vivid colour. I'm just going to pop that down there. Give that a bit of a clean. If you don't, if you haven't seen these in the catalogue, they're still in there. They're chamois So you just wet them with water. They can go in the washing machine to clean. As you can see, I haven't really done that with this one. But yeah, you just wet them with water, and they're a great quick way of cleaning your stamps. Okay, put that out the way. I've got fresh freesia here. Now, one of the other colours on this is Petunia Pop, which is one of last year's 2024-2026 in colours. I don't have the ink pad, but I do have this, and I don't know what the colour's going to look like, but we'll see. I'm going to first of all do the base colour of the flowers in fresh freesia. I'm going to have to stand up and try and see above the camera for this. Okay, it's lined up fairly well. And then I'm going to take the brush tip of the Petunia Pop Stampin' Right marker and brush over this stamp, which will give it a nice bit of definition. Okay, so once you've done, obviously it dries a bit, so go over it, and then before you stamp it, give it a huff. See if I can line this up. I don't even know if that's the right. I'm sure that's the right one to go with that, but it might not be. I don't think it is, actually, looking at that. Okay, I've obviously picked up the wrong. Where's the sorry, I've lost my other. I've picked up the wrong one of those, I think. Yes. Should have been that one. So I'm gonna just turn that over and redo it. Okay, let's get the garden green out again. Right, let's try this again, see if it can line it. It's not very easy lining these up when you've got a camera in the way, but it'll be fine. Right, so we'll go over. Using the brush tip, just go over every bit of the stamp. This is a really good use of these markers, and a good way of having more of the colours. Right, give it a huff. That's better. So that definitely looks right this time compared to that, doesn't it? Okay, let's pop that out the way for a moment. And I'm going to be popping that on there, but I do want something at the top. Actually, I've got my Petunia Pop piece of card, which I'm going to do a sentiment on. And I'm going to do that. I've decided to do that in white. So I'm just going to use the Versamark. I have got the heat gun here as well. And I've got these two stamp sets, a Blooming Phrases and Spring Corners. Now obviously Spring Corners isn't going to fit, but we have got some others that are straight. And then I think I'm going to use this one. And I'm going to use this. It says "You Amaze Me." It's not very big, but it will be quite a nice. Quite nice to put something different on there. Okay, so I've got my embossing buddy. I'm just going to use that to remove static. Stamp the Versamark. I'm going to sort of do it there, and then I can cut it to make it straight. Okay, we'll put the white. On, bear with me. I'll just do this off the screen. Okay, so let's put this out the way. Good thing about the Versamark, you don't need to clean the stamp afterwards. So that can just go back. It won't damage the stamps at all. Right. So I think I'm going to sort of cut it down so that I can put it on top of here. This is 2.5. Two and a half inches, and then just going to chop it down a little bit on both edges. So see, that will be able to fit on there. And I've got some, this is, what is this? Linen thread. So I think I'm just gonna cut the length first of all. Sorry, I'm concentrating, trying to get that through. I don't know whether this is going to work. Oh, I wanted it to. I don't think that's long enough now. Let's just get some more. Let's do it this way. It's just like a bit of a double bow. Might be a bit big, so I'm going to just pull those in slightly. I don't really want that crease in it, so I'm just going to try and... Okay, right, I think I've forgotten my glue dots, which is what I would normally glue this on with, so I'm just going to pop a bit of liquid glue on there instead. Oh, forgot I hadn't glued that bit down. I'm going to put that on with some dimensionals. Now you can either put it straight up in one corner, put it on a tilt. There's quite a few different ways you could put this. I'm going to put it flat because I've put this on dimensionals. But you could put the banner itself on dimensionals and glue the top bit on flat. And I'm going to pop it about there. Okay. And then for the bit inside, what else have we got? I'm going to put a celebrate because I think you amaze me and celebrate will go quite nicely together. So again, I'm just going to use the petunia pop marker. It'll give it a bit of an ombre effect possibly. Okay, and just do a little bit of a flower down in the bottom. can pop just inside. Just like that. Okay, so that's the first card. I'm just going to have a slug of my coffee. Pop that out the way. Okay, so the second card, I've chosen this Secret Sea colour. It's really dark, but I thought I wanted to use it to just as a background and just see how it goes, really, because it's quite dark. And it might put people off using it initially because of how dark it is. So I thought I'd have a play with it. Okay, so I've got a smaller layer for the front, which is 5 by 3 1/4 inches. So you've got a bit of a border around. I didn't want to show too much of that pattern paper, but I wanted some of it there. And then that's obviously the inside layer, which is normal. You could use it that way. I might actually make it that way, even though I've cut it. It does, sorry, does stand up okay. So I'm going to cut it. I'm going to use it this way, and I'm going to want the other. Let's get some of these stamps back. So I've got garden green and I've got granny apple green. Just pop that one out the way for a moment. I don't want to get that on there, so let's move that out the way. I'm going to start by just stamping this one in the middle, roughly in the middle. Probably overlap. I might do a bit of fussy cutting in a minute, you never know. Just as a bit of a build up of flowers. Right. Let's have a look and find the So let's do these up for a minute before I get more ink everywhere. Get my scissors. Brilliant paper snips if you're looking for a pair of crafting scissors. These are really, really sharp. They come with a protective case to go on keep them nice and sharp and protected. They're very pointy too. Right, let's have a look, see what what flowers I'm gonna put on here. I might actually first of all, because you can use any colours when stamping, it doesn't have to be, you know, obviously with the designer series paper you tend to use the same colours that you're working with in the paper. But obviously with stamping you can use any colours. So I'm gonna just do this in fresh freesia first of all, and then I'm going to use Berry Burst over the top. I'm going to have to stand up, see if I can line this up somewhat. Not bad considering I couldn't see very well. I don't know whether this will fit. Let me try. See, that one will fit okay there. I'm getting round fussy cutting. I want it in a different colour. It's mainly pinks and things that I've bought in. So this is, what's this, Pretty in Pink. Let's have a look. And then I'm going to use Pretty in Pink. I might even use Strawberry Slush. Don't know what this colour combo is going to look like. We'll soon find out. Oh, that's all right, isn't it? Pretty in Pink and Strawberry Slush. I quite like that actually. And then I might do some more in the same. See if they'll fit before I tackle. I'll go there. That's okay. Okay, I'm quite happy with that. I think that'll look quite nice and bright against there. Let's just move some of the ink out the way so I'm not getting covered in that. I'm keeping the Berry Burst because I'm going to do the sentiment let's have a look. What have we got on here? What haven't I used? I'm going to use this. It's Hello There, it says, so it's quite straightforward. Could be used for any occasion really. Got lots of ink on that. Right. try and get it somewhat straight. Okay. Again, I could just put that down flat, or I could put it on could put it on dimensionals. I think I might do that. Need to add some bling as well. I need some bling on the other one. Oops. Line it up a bit. And we've got the white inner, which again I'm just going to stamp all of those. One of those. Oh, dimensional backings get everywhere, don't they? Let's see if I can line this up. What that'll do. Okay. Let's stick this in. And then I'm just going to find some. I've got various bits. Put that back. Okay, so for the first card, I'm just going to pop some of these rhinestones on, because they're just easy to go with any card that you make. And then this one, I've got these, they're the in colour dots. Are really quite pretty, even the darker coloured ones. So, ooh. I'm just gonna where to put it? Just gonna pop them around. Okay, so that's the two cards. Obviously use the designer series paper, use the stamp set, but I haven't stuck with just the colours of the designer series paper. Okay, hope that will has given you some inspiration. And say these are really simple. They're two-step stamping, but they are really simple to line up, and they look really pretty. So if you don't have this set yet, you really need to get it. Right, well, thanks for joining me today, and I will be uploading this obviously onto YouTube and my blog. I've still got my one from a couple of weeks to finish uploading, but they'll be on there shortly, and I'll see you again next week. Hopefully I'm back to Wednesday next week, but I don't think I've got anything on, but I will post to let you know. Okay, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.